hope you're having a great summer like I am. I delight in the sunshine and the restful days. I love lake days. It makes me so thankful to God for making the sunshine and the warm water and the sky with its clouds and just the beauty of the trees. From the rising of the sun to its setting, the name of the Lord is to be praised. How many times do I not praise God throughout a day, yet I can be thankful for all the beauty around me? How many times do I take advantage of all that He gives me? How many days have I whined about things? How many days do I forget of all He's given me? Yours is the day, yours also the night. You've established the heavenly lights and the sun. I want to thank God for all of the days that He has given me, for everything really is His. On this particular lake day, I went and joined a friend who brought her children and shared her buckets with sand, and my kids just had a really nice time. It was a great day. My oldest son even said to me, I really like coming here and just relaxing. I feel like I could be myself the most here. Water has always calmed him, and I could see how it still does, as well as all of us. I'm at a stage in my life where I love motherhood the most, more than ever before. Hello, I just got back from the lake and I was there with my boys. It was so nice. I love going to the lake so much. I've been reading a lot and I've only had this book for the past 3 days. And through It's a Charming Life they have a little book club where they read books every month. Bright Island is a middle grade book. It was written in 1937 and it's about Maine, which is a state I have been to multiple times and it's my favorite state to go to. It's so relaxing, so beautiful. I love it. It's about a young girl. I don't really know how old she is. I'm guessing she's like 16, 17, based off of the grade that she goes into at one point. But she's basically a homeschooled child from the 30s, which is like unheard of. She loves sailing. She is the only girl in her family out of like loads of boys. And she's also the youngest child. They used to go sailing at camp every single summer and I loved it. It was so much fun. I'm enjoying this book. Like, I feel like there are parts that are kind of slow, but other parts that are just really amazing. She is such a shy girl because she's not really been one to be in society very much. And so when I'm reading that, I'm kind of like, oh, this poor girl, she's just being thrown into things. And she's like, I don't know. I feel like she's overwhelmed and I don't blame her. Even though I'm someone who loves being around people and everything, like I feel for her. But anyway, this is a really cute story and yeah, I'm glad I'm reading it. And it's funny because the past few weeks I've actually read, this is my third book about Maine. I have since read Risen Motherhood, The Best Summer of Our Lives, Yours from the Tower, and The Borrowers.
I don't know enough about ornithology.
Like, there's a biking trail, right? Like, people bike through this?
Yeah.
Well, they can't anymore. Oh, they might be able to bike through this if they...
I don't know. I think, is that what he was saying?
I don't know.
It does look like it.
I'm looking at that and it looks like it's rotting.
It looks like it is.
Papa, this is a biking trail.
In time, everything fades away. The things that you cherished and loved once upon a time might die. The land you grew up in maybe will completely change and be taken apart one day. In James 1, it says, let the lowly brother boast in his exaltation and the rich in his humiliation, because like a flower of the grass, he will pass away. For the sun rises with its scorching heat and withers the grass. Its flowers falls and its beauty perishes.
That's not permanent.
It's made me think about the time I spend doing things and what really matters and what is not as important. Being in nature, hanging out with my family, these are very important things. Paying attention to the small things in life and just living in appreciation for things and people. How will your life matter in the end? It's really making me think a lot lately. And I'm paying close attention to things around me. Hello. So I've been learning so much about trying to be more humble, but I feel like there's so much work still to be done in me in trying to think about all the things in my life that I need to focus on. I'm just the word focus. You think about the things that you set your mind on. And I feel like there have been too many times in the past few years where I shifted my focus away from the light. And by that, I mean by following Christ in the best way possible. I feel like I had such great direction for so long. And then I started to kind of shift because things were hard, things were difficult and different. I kind of was like kind of like the crooked path, but like I knew what was right. But like a part of me was like upset and not blaming God at all, but just like instead of taking my own sins in account, my own wrongs. So if you're like, oh, well, I don't believe in sins, any wrongdoing is a sin. We are all sinful, even when you don't want to admit that you are. We all make mistakes. We all do wrong. This week, I've been having a really great conversation with one of my longtime best friends for 24 years. And she brought up stuff about repentance in her own life. And I just loved that. And just like how her story has weaved together. And then I was thinking about my story. Like there's nothing like crazy in my own story. I've lived my life in a pretty righteous way, but in my own wrongdoings, I've been self-righteous at the same time. And I don't want that. I want to be willing to admit when I do wrong. So in focusing, I don't want to shift my focus away from that light. And so in talking about the sunshine and talking about the light, it's raining right now. So there's not sunshine like right now, but just the fact that we have rainy days, we have to understand the delight in a rainy day as well as in a sunny day and how both are good for us. And I think about the verse that says the rain falls on the just and the unjust. And so you have so many people that go like, well, it's not fair. This happened and this is a horrible thing that's going on right now. And I'm like, the rain, it's falling. Just like the sun is shining on different people. So you see some people who are like, how come they have it all? How come their lives are great? It's like, regardless of how someone's life is, it's the way you look at life that I think is very important and valuable. If I look at my life and go, oh, this horrible thing happened, but I don't grow from it, that's a problem. And it's going to cause people to not want to talk to me and to not want to be with me if I'm just down all the time. So I have learned to live my life where when things are hard, I try to have a good attitude about it. And I try to be thankful and grateful for all circumstances. And I think about like Job in the Bible, where he had awful things that happened to him. And how regardless, he was like, I can't really move right now because I'm in a lot of pain, but I'm not going to ever talk against God. And I love his attitude. You know, he's doing his best. I want to be that. I want to be thankful for all circumstances and to glorify the Lord and to be willing to say when I do wrong instead of being prideful. And I think that's probably my area, is pride. I have a lot of pride, and I think I'm very honest though. So even though I have those moments of pride, I'm very honest when I say I'm in the wrong, but I want to recognize it right away. And I think that doesn't happen. I don't recognize it right away. So I don't know maybe what you as an individual might be struggling with right now, but if there is a pride issue that you're going through, be willing to admit when you're wrong and be willing to adjust your focus. I think that there are times in my life where I focused too much on things that didn't really matter. It's okay to have interests and things that you're into and that you like to have fun doing. That's fine. But when it's like that's all you're focusing on, it becomes a god. It becomes an idol. And so I have learned to make sure that I'm always observant of myself and adjusting myself and what ways of my life that I am focusing. So if I'm focusing, like lately, the fact that I have not lost all of my postpartum weight, I'm focusing too much on vanity. And so that is my fault right now, that I'm not the way I used to be 2 years ago. I'm not that skinny little girl. Even though I'm working hard, I have to stop focusing so much on it because I am becoming an idol to myself then, and I'm letting my ideal weight, the way I looked, my vanity to matter too much, and beauty fades, and that's okay. And like even though I'm aging and I'm changing as I get older, I need to not worry about things that really don't matter because I'm eating a healthy diet, I'm exercising. And so that's what I need to focus on, the good things, instead of constantly going like, but I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not this. Instead, I need to be like, you know what, I'm working hard and I have a beautiful baby and 3 babies that, well, 2 that are much more grown, but the fact that I have good things in my life and that God has given me so much, and he's given me a body. I can walk, I can talk, I can hear, which is amazing. And just like little things that I need to take into account in my life. And there's so many people that complain constantly about their lives and they don't see the goodness. They need to see the goodness, and I need to see the goodness. So that's what I'm here today to tell you, to adjust your focus on what matters and what's important, and to care for people, and to make yourself less, to live less about who you are and more about being a servant to others. And that's what I mean, to be a servant to others, to be willing to say, you know what, I'm not the best person out there. Encourage other people, to applaud other people, to be happy for other people, and to mourn when they mourn and to rejoice when they rejoice. And that's also in the Bible, that we should do that. So if you have someone in your life that is like having some great things happening to them, and instead you're going, how come they have this good thing? Then you're not in the good mindset that you need to be. And you should be like, wow, this is awesome that they're going through this and that this good thing happened. That's what we need to be doing. And just like if they have lost their going through and it's hard for them and they don't know how to get through it, instead of going like, get over it, you have to be like, hey, it takes time. I hope you find comfort. You know, it's okay to go through hard things, but you cannot stay there. You need to get out of it. You need to find a new focus. So that is my video today, my vlog, and I thank you for being here. Bye.